So I send up the second attempt to send up. Turn off the copyright. Okay, take two. I attempted to send up Fearless 1993 Peter Weir movie watch party. And I don't know what I was thinking. I did a lot of, like, footage, and they blocked it. So I'm setting up another one with still photos, and it's still the watch party, and it shows a little bit of Fearless with Jeff Bridges, and also Tom Hulce is in it, or Hutch. It's great. He was also in Amadeus. He's in it, as well as Benicio del Toro, John Turturro, and it's an all-star cast with Rosie Perez. You gotta see it. Fearless, directed by Peter Weir. So Fearless starts off in a cornfield with a lot of smoke. It's misty smoke, and all of a sudden, you know, after a few shots, there's Jeff Bridges walking very calmly with a baby, and a little boy is holding his hand. They look distraught, and they had just basically survived a horrible commercial airliner accident. I'm gonna watch it again tonight. I'm a big fan of Peter Weir. I think Peter Weir is a great director. He did Truman Show. But I did not know this. I was looking at, I just started studying about Peter Weir just the other night. He's Australian, and he did Hanging Rock. If you've ever seen Hanging Rock, it's not the full title, but you know what I mean. Hanging Rock is an amazing cinematic masterpiece. I did not know he did that. So he has done cinematic masterpieces. Check out Hanging Rock by Peter Weir too. It's very calm. It's a calm film, very soothing. It's slow. There's a lot of space in the movie. It almost looks like an experimental film. But yeah, check that out. Check out Hanging Rock. And that's not the full title, but I'll look at the full title. But Peter Weir, great director. And he did Fearless, and I was watching it the other night, and Peter Weir just ripped it up. Jeff Bridges, great role. He was not nominated. So Jeff Bridges was not nominated for an Oscar for that particular movie. Now, Jeff Bridges would later win an Oscar for Best Actor for Crazy Heart, which was a great film about a country and western singer. But he did not win for Fearless. And he was not even nominated. But Rosie Perez was. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress and did not win. But she was nominated. Great performance. Probably, I would say it's the highlight of those two career Fearlesses. It's the highlight of Jeff Bridges' career. One of the top films. I would say so. I would say that's probably the peak of his career. Although he would go and later on win an Oscar for another surprising sleeper movie called Crazy Horse, which was a great performance, but it was nothing compared to Fearless. Fearless was a great performance. It's a great movie. Isabella Rossellini also is in it. She plays his wife. And Manny, the character of Manny, is played by Benicio del Toro. And then John Turturro has a role, plays the... I want to say his character... I have to find out what the occupation of John Turturro's character in that is. I want to say he's like a psychologist or something like that. Or something similar. But he acts as kind of a counsel character. There's insurance involved in it, a big insurance thing, because the amount of money that's made, you know, from an airplane crash is enormous, because they have to pay the victims and the families that suffer from the loss of a commercial airline, you know, crash, when it crashes. Amount of money is it just happened in Nepal a few days ago. Horrible crash. Everyone died. They say they can't account for 4, but they will. And it was a total of, like, they don't know. They're saying 69, some are saying 72, but it was at least almost 70 people, at least 69 to 70. I think 68, I heard 68. The number's not exact. And all those families will have to be compensated for, so insurance is involved in a commercial airline crash. But Fearless goes over a lot of it. It goes over a lot of features. Peter Weir must have really worked hard on that movie. It looks like he put everything he had into it. Although I like Hanging Rock better, which was his early work. And all about Australia, school children the mystery. It's a very mysterious movie, Hanging Rock. I'm gonna look up the full title of Hanging Rock. Picnic at Hanging Rock. Peter Weir. That's the name of it. But it's great. But check out Fearless. I'm doing a thing on Fearless right now. Cost me $65 for that shot. I had to get all that fake snow. The guy released it just in time, though. Nah, I'm just joking. Some chick roller skating back there. It was like her first time to ever roller skate. It took like forever to get around her. Attack of the squirrels, man. That was crazy. They're like monkeys. A bunch of them. The wrong building. She told me it was next door. So I'm thinking it's this one right over here. There I'm right there. That's probably this one. Pick up some Thai food, listen to War on Drugs. Right here. Well, if you have a VCR, you'll probably be able to get some good deals. There's Black Beauty, but I remember Black Stallion. Black Beauty came first, then Black Stallion. Oh yeah, this could be a good one right here. VHS. It's actually a pretty good one. This is when I started kind of thinking Brad Pitt might have some talent. It was in this film right here. It's like, yeah, Brad Pitt might have something to offer. I'm tempted to get volume 1, which I may do. I think if I'm mistaken, I only have volume 2. I'm gonna call Linda and see. I think it's volume 2 that I have. This is tempting too. I know I have Blu-ray, the original on New Hope only. This is 4, 5, and 6, I think. 4, 5, and 6. So for $4.32, I got a copy of Kill Bill 1. I already have Kill Bill 2. So it bothers me that I have Kill Bill 2 and not Kill Bill 1. So I went ahead and did the Kill Bill 1 for $4. But if you give them your phone number, they give you a 20% coupon. So it was originally $5.99. So I got it for $4.32, which I think it's worth it. I mean, I never pay more than $5 for a movie if I can, but not too bad.
Here is, or here are, voici. Hello, or good morning. Bonjour. Good afternoon, or good evening. Bonsoir. And good night. Bonne nuit.
I've eaten there before. This is pretty good. I've eaten there before. This is pretty good.
The one we had to be alone, so
I've eaten here before. It's actually pretty good. It's not too bad. It's got a very acquired taste, though. So the first time you taste it, it's not always the best. But they've got like really good pita bread, and it's very bean. It's a lot of curd and a lot of bean. They do have meat too, lamb, things like that. It's acquired taste. Right next door to the Indian restaurant, or Hungarian, or whatever it is. I think it's Indian, but I have seen some really good movies here at this AMC. Clerks was one of them, but I did walk out of it, and I went back and watched it later. It may not have been this one. I think it might have been this one. I also did 100% sure see The Pianist with Adrian Brody, a Roman Polanski film. Very, very good movie. I biked almost like 20 miles from, what I did was I lived in Euless, so I biked from the apartment complex in Euless to the train station. And I took my bike on the train station all the way to downtown Fort Worth, and then biked from downtown Fort Worth to here. It was a big bike, it was a long bike. But when I got there, I got inside of the movie theater, and people were talking during the opening of The Pianist. I told everyone to be quiet. I actually really did that. I turned around and I said, "Can y'all please be quiet?" And they looked at me like, "Who is this guy?" And I was pretty upset. But it was this movie theater, I'm 100% sure. So I've seen some pretty good ones here. But yeah, The Pianist was a Roman Polanski. So I biked to see that one. Mostly because Adrian Brody gave up his car to be in that movie. Megan, or he basically lost a tremendous amount of weight. He ended up winning an Oscar for it. Violent Night looks interesting. That one looks like an interesting one. I heard about Plane. Yeah, they're not really showing anything. They do have a birthday thing, some kind of birthday thing. Yeah, but I remember it was either this one or the mall where I saw Clerks. And I said about 10 minutes, and I said nope, and I walked out. Then I went back and watched Clerks, like, I don't know, 5 years later, and I ended up liking it. And then I became a Kevin Smith fan. But I'm sure many people walked out of Clerks. But yeah, it was this movie theater that I've seen a lot of really good ones. I think I saw The Piano here too, with Holly Hunter and Harvey Keitel. They weren't there, but they were in the movie. They star in the movie. Jane Campion film. It's nice little theaters. It's nice to see it still here. These are hard to find. So yeah, it's gonna have to be this one. Ultimately, about Runner, that's different than, let's say, Grubhub, or let's say, I don't know, Uber Eats or DoorDash. I just got a message from right now. It's a tip. Oh, that's pretty nice. You can see the tips come in. What was the other one? Oh, Postmates. Yeah, Postmates. Oh gosh. Yeah. Hang on a second. We're back. Hang on, just a second. Postmates is good, like I said, for during Christmas time, because they do deliver iPhones. So you'll deliver Apple products with Postmates during Christmas time, and it's good. It's pretty good money. You can do 3 of them, make $70. I've done like 3 deliveries for Postmates and made $70. It's always going to be that way with Postmates. You know, I'm not going to say it's going to always be that way with Postmates, but during Christmas time, it's good. I kind of miss it sometimes because it's a lot like Uber Eats. It moves quick. Postmates is still trying to find what's going on. Freaking National Guard or something. Okay. Postmates is still trying to find. They may have like a structure fire or something. Postmates is still probably trying to find its way into a lot of markets. And they're kind of hip. They come off as kind of cool. I think they're big in New York because they do a lot of foot delivery. Postmates, you can operate on foot. But DoorDash is standard. I mean, everyone that does this is going to come across DoorDash, especially if it's food delivery. Or even now, DoorDash does package delivery. And Grubhub is high pay. You'll make like $80 with Grubhub, usually a night. If you work at least a minimum of 5 hours. You can make $80 easy with Grubhub in 5 hours. But with Runner, the Runner app, you're probably going to have to pay attention to promos and use a lot of strategy and when you should work and when you shouldn't. But, you know, I've gotten $20 tips and stuff like that, but they're like, you know, cash tips and stuff. So, you know, you're operating mostly on tips when it comes. What I would say this, when it comes to Runner, the Runner app, which is the delivery side of it, is don't expect any major favors. And also, you're operating on tips and what's called a promo. And a promo that can change, so keep an eye on the promos, keep track of it, get a little calculator, and it could be okay. I'm not giving my final like ultimate review on the Runner app, but then that's some things that I do. Now on Fearless, which is the Jeff Bridges movie, I do recommend that. So if you're going to see a good movie, go out and see Fearless, which is Peter Weir, and Peter Weir also directed Picnic at Hanging Rock. See that one too if you're in the cinema, because it's great, and Fearless is wonderful. I personally, be honest, I think Fearless is one of the great films of the 1990s. I'm a big believer. I'm gonna put my hands down and say that. Even like, you know, Reservoir Dogs, great movie. All that fancy stuff, all, you know, because not that Reservoir Dogs is real artsy, because that's also a 90s movie. But I put Fearless down as one of the great 1990s movies of the 1990s, because that's what I'm talking about. It's 1990 movies. And Jeff Bridges is great in it, you know. But there's a lot of hidden gems in the 1990s. There was Gus Van Sant's My Own Private Idaho. Wonderful film. River Phoenix's best performance, and one of our best performances of all time was River Phoenix in My Own Private Idaho. He played a narcoleptic, and it was like amazing how he did it. I don't even know how he did it. Gus Van Sant may have had him study. He was studying people when he did that. There's been documentaries that shown him that he would pull off these hustlers off of LA and interview them like a reporter. He was a serious actor. He was a mean actor. And you saw that in My Own Private Idaho. But also, you know, Jeff Bridges and Fearless, amazing performance. I'm trying to think of other 1990 movies that are a gem that really come off as great. There was Red, White, and Blue, which is European. I don't remember the filmmaker's name. all the red and the white and the blue. The red, I think it was one called red, one called white, one called blue, are also considered masterpieces. Goodfellas, of course. I don't know if that was 1990s. That may have been late 80s. I'm trying to think what Lynch did in 1990s. Maybe Wild at Heart. I think it was Wild at Heart was one of them. That probably would make it. Lost Highway. Lost Highway would also be one that would make my list for the 1990 films. Definitely Lost Highway. All of Lynch's stuff is great. And even his 1990 stuff, stuff back in the 1990s. But yeah, check out Fearless. Peter Weir, he kind of one of those directors that kind of hits you with the left hook. Came out of nowhere. One thing I noticed about Fearless when I was watching it was all the ambient sound. He must have got a sound mixing award for that. The sound in it is great. It's almost, he uses the ambient sound in it almost like music. The sound of the airplane crashing, I think going back and dissolving back into his memory of the air crash. It's not like any other filmmaker. I mean, even Lynch would be impressed. I think David Lynch would even be impressed if he saw that. It's not really probably his style of movies, because I know he's a big fan of Fellini. And he likes Kubrick. Yeah, another thing about Kubrick, too, is Eyes Wide Shut. That was another 1990s. One of Kubrick's last films. Another pretty good one. Kubrick wrapping it up in the 1990s and his whole career. Handing over AI to Steven Spielberg, where Steven Spielberg takes on AI and tries to do it similar to how Kubrick would have done it. 1990s has some good films. I don't know for sure if that was 1990s, but Eyes Wide Shut was. And I think he was going to do AI in the 90s too. Kubrick was, and then he worked on Eyes Wide Shut instead. But anyway, check out Fearless. That's what I'm focusing on recently. Usually, if they show a really good one on YouTube, I'll do several little reviews and talk about it. But I'm probably going to go back and watch it tonight. Especially after that Nepal crash. The thing that went on in Nepal. It's January 16th. I'm signing out. I don't think that's how you say it. I'm going to try it again. January 16th, 2023. Please subscribe show. I'm signing off for the night. Y'all have a good night. And good luck. Good luck. Another good film, too. Check out Fearless with Jeff Bridges. Here's my glasses. And then I got to show Linda my promos. And there's the old laptop, which I probably will be working on the old werewolf screenplay.
I don't really fucking care.
We're trying to figure out the... I gotta head back. I have one of them, of course, and you gotta have all 10. Most have 9. We have Kill Bill Volume 2 right there, and then there's Volume 1. So all I need for the complete collection is Hard 8. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of P.T. Anderson. Hateful 8. It's probably why he chose Hateful 8. Sounds like Hard 8. Hateful 8 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then we'll have Kill Bill 3 coming up. So I'll need 3 of them as long as Kill Bill 3 is released. So I've got Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1, Kill Bill Volume 2. Django is right here. So I got it on Blu-ray. So Django would go right here, like Inglourious Bastards. And then I gotta get that Once Upon a Time. And, well, Hateful 8 and Once Upon a Time. Then I'll have all 9 of them. Pretty soon we'll have 10. Hoping maybe be a part of Kill Bill 3, but he does do Kill Bills in Texas, so anyway.